We have some special guests in the building from On Tap Sports, and on tonight's live session, talking about the Chicago Bulls. We're going to talk about if the Chicago Bulls are in a position to have a quick turnaround. A little bit controversial. We're going to talk about Billy Donovan, and we're going to talk about some expectations for the remainder of the season. And then y'all going to get to find out about our guys from On Tap Sports. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first. Cognac. Gang. Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog C-Dub. And we got special people in the building. From the Horns Over Hoops podcast, we got my man Sal joining us. And then we got my mans coming in with a nice bully-looking bulldog, pit bull coming in, Justin from J Talk Hoops. And these two fellas are collaborating together to bring on Bulls content from the On Tap Sports Network to bring you all Bulls on Tap. And not me, I love my beer now. But fellas, how y'all doing?
Man, I'm doing good, Bobby. That intro, let me tell you, that music, every time I hear it, whether I'm featured on it or just I'm tuning into your episodes, that just fires me up, man.
Shout out to Hayes.
Shout out to Hayes.
Justin, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm feeling real nostalgic after watching that intro video, man. You had to have Kobe dunking on there. You had Io crossing the dude up, finishing at the hoop. I'm feeling nostalgic after watching that.
For sure. C-Dub. Hey, it's one of those episodes to where we get to bring some good Bulls content creators onto the platform. We're gonna continue to do this for the remainder of 2026. We even got, man, I'm about to go ahead and reach out to a couple more people to bring them on. C-Dub, how you feeling, bro?
Well, I'm feeling God. These the guys. I'm a fan of both of these guys. You know, Sal, you know what he does with his podcast. Justin walking through the woods talking about basketball. You better recognize. I'm like, look at this man, Justin, bro.
It's cold as a minute.
It's cold as shit up here, man. But dog needs walking, so I might as well make content while doing it,
man. For what y'all do. Shout out to you and Sal for what y'all do, man. Hey, Sal, go ahead and let the people know before we start talking Bulls, man. Let the people know, introduce yourself, just in case if somebody haven't, figured you out or found you. Let people know where you are, and then Justin, you follow right behind them.
Most def, appreciate it. So I'm Sal Bass. I wear a couple different hats. I'm, like Bobby said earlier, I'm one of 3 hosts to the Horns Over Hoops podcast. We started that about 3 years ago now. Me and 2 other of my best friends of 20 years, we just grew up loving basketball. So we decided one day to make a podcast. And through doing that, I met a lot of great people like, the Cognac Boys here. You guys have been absolutely incredible to us. I've been very fortunate enough to have you guys featured on my show and be on yours too. So, but then I was approached by one of my guests that I had on before, Alejandro, to start writing some articles for On Tap Sports. And of course, I love talking about Bulls, so it's only natural that I'm going to like writing about the Bulls. And then I was also approached by a bonus by Alejandro to be, hey, I want to pair you and Justin up and take over the Bulls on Tap podcast because we like your chemistry and we like the direction you want to go. So as you could tell, I just love surrounding myself in Bulls content creation.
Let's go, Justin. What you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Justin, aka J Talks Hoops. I do my daily walk and talk. Sometimes it's Bulls content. Most of the time, it's just broader NBA content because let's be real, the Bulls kind of wear us all down year after year. But recently, me and Sal, we've been doing Bulls on Tap, and like Sal said, I think they saw me go on his Horns Over Hoops podcast, and they liked the chemistry that we had together. So they paired us up, and it's going real well, man. We got big shoes to fill, everybody who's been through the On Tap doors, but we're trying to make it a little different, and we're just really appreciative for you guys for having us on today and letting us talk Bulls basketball with you guys.
You already know, brother. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Justin. I'm trying to get myself in the physical mode so I can lift a dumbbell like you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
You do a great job doing that. And shout out to you for what you do every single day, hooping. Me, I wish I can get back to it, but I've been very, very busy with potting and the kids, man. So I'm trying to get back to hooping just like you do every single morning, bro. So shout out to you. But hey, it's time to get into the Bulls talk, fellas. We gonna kick this thing off. Then this is why I'm bringing it to you all. Simply because I'm looking at some pieces. I still think that we may be 2-3 years away before we be like, yes, the Bulls are legit playoff contenders. Yes, the Bulls can still go up to this type of level. And that is because I'm looking at Josh Giddey, who's been on a triple-double tear. And I'm looking at Montes Buzelis with more opportunities, who has been taking advantage of that. I'm looking at the potential of Noah Essengate. I don't know how I feel about him right now, but potentially coming back with the Bulls holding their pick, as of said right now, and potentially garnering the pick from Portland. We're praying on that, but it's not set in stone quite yet. Sal, in your opinion as a Bulls content creator, do you think the Chicago Bulls are in for a quick turnaround? And I'm gonna just say in the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, Bobby, they're definitely set up really good for it. They have a lot of expiring contracts. They're staring a pretty good draft pick in the eyes right now. So the Chicago Bulls really have the freedom to do whatever they want within the next 2-3 years. It's just a matter of if they can dot all the I's and cross the T's. I mean, and it spans further than just, trying to put together a good team. I mean, the Bulls need to go and look at medical staff. They need to look at training staff, coaching staff. They really need to break this thing down from top to bottom if they want to achieve that quick turnaround in 2 to 3 years. Because just because we're rebuilding doesn't necessarily mean the rebuild is going to amount to anything. So if they really want to buckle down and doing it right, they better evaluate from top to bottom.
For sure. Justin, how you feeling about it? Do you think this is something that could be accomplished in 2 to 3 years, or you're looking a little bit further, like 5 years down the road?
I'm looking a little further. You might have saw I was kind of laughing a little bit when you initially asked Sal the question. It wasn't the question I was laughing at. It was right when you asked it. A dude in the chat just commented, "Bulls suck," and I was like, "That's perfect timing, bro. Like perfect timing." But yeah, I think the Bulls are kind of a little bit away from true contendership or really being relevant in the NBA. I mean, I like what Montes Buzelis has done lately. He started to change my mind. Like, I thought he was maybe a second or third option on a true winning team, but the way he's playing lately, he's showing that alpha dog mentality, starting to change my mind a little bit. But I just feel like the next time this team really matters, their best player isn't on this team right now. So they got to go find that true number one, whether it's in the draft or a trade or whatever. But I think, I mean, if Bulls fans are frustrated with how this year went, I would tell you, brace yourselves, because we're going to have a couple more years at the bottom of the Eastern Conference like this.
For sure. C-Dub, how you feeling about it?
Okay. Everybody knows I'm the homer of homers.
That's a fact.
And I like to see the positivity through the darkness. It's been a dark year for the Chicago Bulls. But yes, we absolutely can turn this thing around with the right moves, of course, and the right leadership. When you think about turning this thing around real quick, I want to base that on what can we sustain really quickly? What players are sustainable for the foreseeable future? And what are those likable assets we have now? Okay, we know Josh Giddey. He's a walking triple-double. I do actually think before he leaves the Chicago Bulls, he will average a triple-double, if y'all think that's crazy. Montes Buzelis, he had a tough couple of last 2 games. But before that, the last 10, he was averaging 25 points per game and 8 rebounds. I don't know. I'm not going to count him out of being a number one option for the Chicago Bulls. The kid is 21 years old. Jalen Smith can definitely be a guy. He's had his best season as a professional, and he's only 23 years old. Leonard Miller. Oh, my goodness. 6'10", athletic, all type of potential in this kid. He didn't get a chance to play. Now that he's getting sustained minutes, you're starting to see what kind of kid this kid can be. Noah Essengate, Now we don't know nothing about Noah Essegay. He only played a couple minutes, but based off, and I know y'all gonna get mad, y'all gonna roll your eyes. But I looked at the summer league, and he had a tough first game in the summer league. But you know what I like about him? The next game, it looked like he corrected a lot of those mistakes. So I assume that he's a quick learner and he knows how to work through his mistakes. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that next season. And then when it comes to the project mode, I like Rob Dillingham. I like him. I don't mean that he's going to go in there and win you games and stuff, but I like him as a prospect to see what he can be in the future. He's way talented. He's a way too talented guy just to give up on him. Of course, we got Patrick Williams, who is absolutely the lamest duck player in the NBA. We can't get rid of him, and we can't keep him off the floor because we paying him so much money. It's just an awful situation. Okay, we know about the draft. It's really much. Do we play 2K on here? It's like rookie. It's set to rookie. If we can't get this draft right with the first pick, everybody in the front office, including Billy Donovan and the assistant coaches, whoever has ears to AKA Mark Eversley, needs to be fired. Because there's no way you cannot bring an impactful player in this draft. Now, the Portland Trailblazers, to finish, they are ascending. They're 6-4 in the last 10 games. They are now in the the 9th seed?
I think they've been up to 8th.
I think they're in the 8th seed right now. They have an abundance of talent on that team, and they're going to continue to win games. Right now, I looked at, I forgot the publication, but they had them slated for the 13th to the 17th pick. Anything over 14, and that belongs to Chicago. So that can also be a good player because this draft is stacked. I'm just saying, being a homer of homers, it's a chance we can do it, bro.
For sure. And I think that's one of the things to where I look at, like, I'm probably more so on the side of Justin, to where we might be banging our heads across our podcasting desk for a couple more years. But I also believe there is some potential on the Chicago Bulls team. When you look at Josh Giddey, is Josh Giddey somebody you want to build around? Probably not. But can you build with? I will absolutely agree to that. When you look at Montes Buzelis, I will say that Montes Buzelis still has his ways to go, but does he have the mindset, the skills to get better? Yes. One of our guys who's a avid joiner of our live calls and live watch parties, Steve-O pointed out, hey, when he goes right and there is some resistance, there is a little bit of difficulty for Montes Buzelis to go left. And we watched the game and we were like, damn, he can't really go left after he faced some resistance. So it's some steps that Montes Buzelis has to take, but I'm a believer that he can get better. Will he get better is more so on him. But I want to jump to Justin on this one just to go ahead and continue the conversation. Do you feel like the Bulls are 2 players away, 3 players away? Do you feel like, and this is a pretty loaded question. Do you feel like there are 2-3 players away? And then on the back end, do you feel like the Bulls have some players to build with already?
Yeah, that is a loaded question. I mean, I think they're a marquee player away. Like, they need to establish the player they build the system around. Because if you look at all the top teams in the league, like, obviously OKC has a great system, but it all revolves around SGA. Denver, great team, all revolves around Jokic. Boston, what made them impressive is it all kind of revolved around Tatum. This year, they were able to shift that to Jaylen Brown. Detroit, everything revolves around Cade Cunningham. So if you're a Josh Giddey believer, you would have to believe that you can have it all revolve around Josh Giddey and then build a good team off of that. I have my doubts. I'm a Josh Giddey skeptic. His numbers are fantastic, but the last 2 games you've seen when teams force them to play in the half court, he doesn't really have a lot of options. Like, I know he racked up 20 assists the other night, but he couldn't create a shot to save his life. His shooting was pretty bad in the half court that game. So I don't think they have the player you can build that system around, that winning system around. That doesn't mean that, Josh Giddey, Montes Buzelis can't be pieces to go along with that player once you get him, whether that's Darren Peterson, AJ, Caleb Wilson, whoever, whatever draft pick you want to throw out there. I'm a Cam Boozer guy personally, but I feel like any of those four could be a guy you could build it around. And then you got some sub pieces in there. Maybe Rob Dillingham can develop into a third guard off the bench. Maybe Leonard Miller or Noah Essengay can develop into rotation / starting level big. So you might have some pieces there, but you need to get a certified five. Like, we haven't had a starting caliber five in Chicago in a long time. I mean, you see Nikola Vucevic, he gets traded to a real team in the Celtics, and right away he's on the bench because he's not a starting caliber five anymore. So
that makes C-Dub smile, by the way, Justin.
Yeah, I know. We probably agree with a lot of our Vucevic takes. So we're I don't, it's such a loaded question because I feel like we need to get our number one guy, and then you can figure out what pieces fit around him. Because let's say we get lucky. Let's say we get the number one pick. We get AJ. He seems to be the consensus number one pick at this point right now. So let's say we get him, and then 2 years from now, we find out he actually doesn't mesh well with Modest, or he doesn't mesh well with Giddey. So it's one of those things where until we get the number one guy in house, the guy we're going to revolve everything around, it's really hard to say how many pieces away we are because I don't know what pieces we have on the roster are going to fit with that guy.
Allow me to ask the question, nephew, to Justin. It's going to be a small pivot, not a Elijah Wan pivot, just a Dickie Simpkins one. What's holding back Montes in your view from being that number one guy?
What you were just saying, where he can't go left right now, like, it's a really good point. We all love that windmill gather that he does every time it's coming off the right side. To me, he needs to learn how to play through adversity, because when he starts driving and the defense stands him up, he typically picks up his dribble and looks for an easy way out. Where watch Kevin Durant, watch Jason Tatum, name another tall, lengthy scorer. We saw Brandon Ingram the other night. When they're driving and the defense, it starts hitting them with resistance, starts bodying them, they find a way to push through that adversity, still create their shot. So I think that's the biggest thing for Modest right now, is just learn to play through contact, play through adversity, and develop, a left hand, going to the left, creating a shot off the left.
I like that.
That's fair.
I like that. Now, Sal, it's your turn to go ahead and answer the question. How many pieces do you think the Chicago Bulls need to kind of turn this thing around? And go ahead and answer that for us.
How many player pieces, or
pieces, players, however you see it.
I'm gonna say, realistically speaking, I'm gonna piggyback off of Justin's. One marquee player, obviously any superstar in this league that joins your team, it has the ability to pivot your team's direction, and not just in the winning ways. Anytime you get a marquee player, other players naturally gravitate towards wanting to come to that team. We all see it before, where, hey, I want to go down to, I want to go to Miami and play with my friends, and so getting one marquee caliber player, talent wise, pivots your team, and of course directional, it pivots your team. But if you can't obtain a marquee player, 2 to 3 good quality players just to supplement the players that we have, I feel is not out of the question to make us a playoff contending team again. We have a great piece in Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey, of course, being primarily a ball distributor, you would just need to surround pieces around him that could do the scoring for him. We have Montes already, who I think is he's going to be a phenomenal player. What his ceiling is, I don't know. I want to speculate because I don't even want to see that ceiling. I want that ceiling to be so high that we're talking about him from generations to come. But the fact of the matter is this: those two need a supporting cast around them. And we can't just fill them with players that we have no idea what they're going to amount to be. We need players that fit our scheme and fit our direction, and also coaching change.
For sure, I agree with you. We about to talk about that too, and I think that what you guys are talking about with a couple players, and then also trying to find that legit number one, is definitely a good conversation starter for our team. C-Dub, how you feeling about it, man? How many players you think the Chicago Bulls are?
Well, obviously we gotta find that solution at the 5 spot. That's gotta be solidified. Preferably, from my vantage, I would rather have an athletic, defensive-minded, big. What's the big kid name in Boston? I like the way he plays. He would fit well with the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, Veda. He's pretty good. Now look, if some miracle, if it goes back to 2006 and we get like the number 1, number 2 pick, I'm willing to go ahead and get some other other than a big, because that'll be AJ or Darren. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'll be able to. But anything besides that, we need a big, either a 4 or a 5. Getting in here to solidify that paint. I like Jalen Smith coming off the bench. You probably get you some more shooters, some better shooters in here. You probably get that through free agency via trades. Look for Trey Jones. We're gonna use Trey Jones to get some assets in here. I know I love the way he plays, but he's probably not going to be a Bull next season. Yeah, you get some shooters around here. You get you a big. If we want or two, you either get an AJ and Darren Peterson that help fix a lot of problems that a lot of people say. And maybe in the future, you got 2 big-time players, and Darren Peterson and Montes Buzelis, or AJ and Montes Buzelis. Who knows what can happen?
Understood. And I think that's a fair point to where we all want what's best for the Bulls, whether we're a little bit more positive than some others or we're a little bit more negative than others.
I don't even think it's negative, though.
No, it's just the way that, you know what I'm saying? I think all of us up here can agree we don't trust the front office.
We don't.
We just rediscovered Mark Eversley last season.
He had an attitude too.
He was gone, literally. The last time we seen Mark Eversley, C-Dub and fellas, prior to last draft, was at the summer stuff. C-Dub.
Oh yeah, the Bulls.
When all of us was there.
Summerfest.
He said, "What's up, Mark Eversley?" And then he just went ghost. He was gone for a couple years. But Sal, you stated something at the end of your thoughts to where the Bulls may be having to change their direction at head coach, which is going to lead into our next topic. Because I personally feel like Billy Donovan is an okay coach, but he's not the coach to push things forward in the right direction. So I got to start with you, Sal. Do you feel like Billy Donovan is the coach for the Chicago Bulls moving forward?
About to cook him.
Here's the thing, man. I rarely ever like to say that somebody deserves to lose their job or something like that, just because, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, the guy's got a family to feed, he's got stuff to that. But when it comes to doing the job, I mean, look, man, you've had your chance. You know what I mean? You've had your chance. You've had an opportunity. And you fell many yards short of the goal. All right. So now, if we are all in on this quote unquote rebuild, we'll say it if they don't want to say it. If we're all in on making this team better, I think it's going to take an outside perspective. I think it's going to take a coach who can take what Billy Donovan couldn't do and capitalize on it. I think that if you're going to hit the reset button, it's only fitting that you hit the reset button properly. Because let me tell you something. Billy Donovan, in his tenure as a Chicago Bulls coach, has amounted 1 playoff appearance with a 1-4 record in said playoff appearance. Meanwhile, there is a man out there standing in the unemployment line who reached the Eastern Conference Finals last year and lost his job. Billy Donovan has made the playoff 1 time, and he's amongst the longest tenured coaches in the NBA. I need some explanation for that. I don't know if Billy Donovan's got a picture of Jerry Reinsdorf with a weird Polaroid that he's got in his desk drawer, but how does a man that reached the Eastern Conference twice, because Thibodeau reached it twice and got fired, Billy Donovan has barely made the playoffs once, and this man is sitting comfortably with signing secret extensions? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. Is he a bad coach? No. Okay. He made the finals with he had the finals with Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. So was he carried by talent? Who knows? I mean, he shows signs that he's a good coach. Okay. People don't make the Hall of Fame for nothing. Okay. However, hitting the reset button, I want a different coach at the reins of this team, and not in particular somebody's failed project. Because I know all too many times, even us as fans, we like, oh, well, so-and-so just fired their head coach. He's pretty good. We should get him. It's like, no, man, let's go out and let's go get an assistant coach from a winning franchise. Because keep in mind, that coach got fired for a reason. Go out and start talking to some of these winning organizations' assistant coach. Because what they're going to do is they're going to pull some of the tactics from them and bring them to our franchise here. Now, Justin, you and me, we both agree. At least I think last time we filmed, we agreed. Jerry Stackhouse of the Golden State Warriors. With that franchise, kind of that direction is up in the air. Who knows what that's going to be? Pull him to our team. You know what I mean? Have him sit down, build this, and see what he can do. I mean, what's the worst that happens?
I think that's a fair thing, man. And Justin, we going to you right after this. And I know you are a guy that gives very well thought out takes on other teams, not only the Chicago Bulls. When you go and do your walk-in talks, each and every day, I look at the young coach from Charlotte. This is a guy that's coming in a building with a damn construction hat and running wild, and the team is bought in. We thought that the Portland Trailblazers was going to hell when Chauncey Billups got caught up in his legal stuff, and Tiago Splitter is leading them to potentially making the playoffs. So how are you feeling about Billy Donovan today, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Scott in the chat here. He called Billy Donovan basketball syphilis, and that's hilarious too. He's not far off. So shout out, Scott. That's a great take there. But
Scott LaRock, my boy.
Man, you're talking about Charles Lee in Charlotte, and he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. And the thing with him is you could tell watching Charlotte last year that there was something there. You could tell, like, coaching wise, they always played hard. They always, they looked prepared. It was just a talent problem. And I look at Jordi Fernandez in Brooklyn as another really good example of this, where, yeah, they're getting their ass kicked some nights. Like OKC was up 60-24 on them the other night, but it's not like they're coming out and they're underprepared or they're not playing hard. They're just not very talented. So you can see the building blocks where once they get some talent for Jordi Fernandez, they're going to start turning things around. Same thing with Will Hardy with the Utah Jazz, like another young coach where you can tell he has these dudes ready to play. There's just a talent issue. And right now the Jazz are honestly intentionally trying to tank. So that's been my biggest Billy Donovan problem for years. I hated him going back to the DeMar DeRozan days. Everybody has always given Billy Donovan the excuse of roster construction. And yes, the roster is never perfect, but very rarely do you get a perfect roster to work with. But you just look at the deficiencies of this team. Anytime there's a big game coming up, they always come out flat. Anytime that an opponent stops their plan A, they don't seem to have a plan B, whether that was DeMar ball in the DeMar era, there was no plan B, or right now, like teams forcing them to play in the half court. There's never any plan B, and there's no accountability either. Like for years, we've seen it where players just stand around, and Billy will say in press conferences, I want guys to cut. I want guys to, do this, do that. But then when they don't do it, like Patrick Williams is still allowed to go out there and be standstill Pat Will for 30 minutes a night. So yeah, I think we all agree, like, Billy, you're a nice guy. You're a good coach. Don't get me wrong. Billy Donovan he's a floor raising coach. Like a lesser coach, this team would have won like 15 games this year. Billy Donovan put a system in place that got us. We're probably going to win 30 to 33 games this year. So he raises your floor to a certain extent, but he's not that coach that's going to exploit mismatches or, have a great game plan or even squeeze the most out. I wouldn't say he's a coach who's squeezed the most out of his players either. You look at how much better Io's playing with Minnesota, how much better Kobe's playing lately in Charlotte. So yeah, I think we all agree, like, Billy just ain't the dude.
For sure. I love both of you guys' takes. C-Dub, how you feeling about Billy Donovan today?
And I'll be really quick. I always did jump on the I don't want to say hate Billy Donovan because I think that's too much. But I just didn't want to jump on that train. I wanted to give him a chance because I did understand in some way when you look back at 2021, they were in the first seed into some devastating injury to Lonzo Ball, kind of derailed the success that he thought he was going to get, or we all thought we were going to get. But beyond that, all through the years, all of you guys are right. I echo a lot of you guys' sentiment. His adjustments has been puzzling. The way the team started games against great competition was very frustrating. He kind of showed favoritism to some players. He wasn't equal in his reprimand, if you want to say it like that. We go back to that Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. I don't want to keep doing it, but I'll bring that back up if y'all want it. But anyway, I just think it's time. He probably out of touch. This is a young team. We moving forward. There's been rumors about John Shire out of Duke. He just did a terrific coaching job that last game too, just to bring it up, because I thought they were going to lose. Great coaching at the end of that game. I just think he out of touch, and the time has come. If we're going to change this team and go young with the players, I'm with Sal. Might as well change the coach too. Let's start it all the way over.
I'm with that, man, because I simply feel like that at some point, bro, you can't keep banging your head against the same brick wall and hoping that something's going to change. That's really, we call it insanity, but in reality, it's just actual stupidity. We calling it what it really is, you know. But I agree with everything all you guys said. I think that is very important to look at Billy Donovan for who he is. You've had enough time to go out there and show us what you're really made of. And Sal said it clearly. When there's a big game, how many times we got to get our ass kicked by the Miami Heat in the play-in?
Bro, the Miami Heat, bro.
Like, what the fuck? How many times? Eric Spoelstra, when it's the biggest game of the season, coaches circles around this guy.
It's not even fair.
Carlisle, in the middle of the season, coaches circles around this guy. Like, it'd be ridiculous. But Justin, I want to kick it off with you, man. For me, I'm looking at the rest of the season as I don't care about wins. I don't care about losses. I'm not going to apologize for a win. My main focus for the remainder of the season as we switch to the next topic is more so on the development of guys. How does Montes Buzelis continue to grow? Can Leonard Miller have a place with the Chicago Bulls? Can Rob Dillingham, after only playing, I believe, 49 games with the Minnesota Timberwolves last season, can he finish strong with the Chicago Bulls to have a place with the Bulls? Justin, in your mind, what is your expectations for the remainder of the season?
My expectations, it's hard to say what my expectations are just because I don't know the direction of the team. Like, some people have called this tanking. I refuse to call what they're doing tanking because it's directionless. If they were tanking, they wouldn't have traded a 23-year-old Dalen Terry for a 30-year-old stopgap center in Yabusele. They wouldn't have traded a 22-year-old Ousmane Dieng for a 28-year-old stopgap center in Nick Richards, when you could have picked up players who could fill that role off the scrap heap and just keep the young guys.
Understood.
So it's hard to call it a tank. And then you're seeing them, they're playing Patrick Williams more minutes than Leonard Miller, even though Leonard Miller's younger and has shown more. And now Jaden Ivey is going to be coming back, but Anthony Simons is coming back too. So would I like to see us give Jaden Ivey 25 to 35 minutes, give Rob Dillingham 25 to 35 minutes these last 12 games and just see what happens? Hell yeah, I want to see that. But what I think is going to happen is I'm going to see 35 minutes of Anthony Simons, 35 minutes of Colin Sexton, and just guys who aren't going to be here next year putting up stats and getting the Bulls a couple wins. And, the Bulls, the tanking standings are really not going to change. They can't lose enough games to catch anybody below them in the tanking standings. That's not what I care about. I don't care about our lottery odds. We're kind of locked in where we are. I care about finding out if Rob Dillingham or Jaden Ivey can play, and I just don't have any confidence that the organization really cares if they can play.
Understood, man. And I really respect that too, because it's just a lot of questionable things, especially like last game. When you go out there and play, I understand it was just a 1 minute difference in the minutes played from Patrick Williams and Leonard Miller. But it's just like, why the hell would you take Leonard Miller out of the starting lineup for Colin Sexton? It was stupid. But Sal, how you feeling about the rest of the season, bro?
Rest of the season, I mean, I'm still one of those Bulls fans that watches every game hoping that they win. I'm not cheering for losses. I've been against tanking since that word was invented in the sports community. But I would say, like, what I want to see for the rest of the season, man, is if you have a goal for certain players, start instituting that goal. For instance, everyone wants Modest to be the man, right? Start now. Start putting him in crucial minutes. Start trusting him handling the ball late in the game when the game's on the line. Start breeding him to be that guy, and then see what the product is. The man's going to mess up. He's young. He's going to make those mistakes. But at the same time, put him out there, let him correct those mistakes, let him learn from them, and move on from it. It's only going to make him a better ball player. And hey, let him keep talking to these superstars. Eventually,
Yes,
he's going to get inside one of their heads. Let him talk. The ego's going to get high. One day he's going to find somebody that's going to knock him on his behind like Luka did. But you know what? Only one way to go but up.
That's
I mean, as far as like Rob Dillingham's concerned, I mean, I'm among the community that's like, well, why are we spending so much time on Rob Dillingham? Is it because the opportunity the Trey Jones era might be coming into head? We might use him as trade for hire. I think that's it. I think it's evident due to the amount of time that he's been getting. But here's the thing: I don't necessarily hate Rob Dillingham. I don't think he's a bad guard. He's a young guy. I've stressed this so many times. Here's a man who was drafted top 10 overall. He's on a team for 1 year, gets traded, and he doesn't really have the opportunity to grow yet. He's still young. There's still so much development that we can put around him. I mean, as far as the other pieces, Leonard Miller could be a great 7th or 8th guy off the bench. I mean, realistically speaking, I love that man's game. I love the fact that he was just a throw-in for Rob Dillingham, and now the man is outshining Rob Dillingham. It's like bonus points. But really, and then when it comes to all those up in the air players, I say use these last few games, pick one of them, stick with them. If you want to go with Simons, invest in Simons, maybe sag off a little bit of the other two. Still give them minutes, of course, but really zero in on your guy and then go after him in the offseason. Because as you know, we have 8 roster spots and a lot of money that we can play with this season. Right. So picking that right person to walk into the future with us is going to be imperative. You know, yeah, we all, like I said earlier, we all want to win, but I think what's more important going forward is really truly taking a step back and looking at these players to their full potentials and what you can see in the future of this team.
Facts. C-Dub, how you feeling? What's your expectations or what are you watching for the remainder?
I'm just watching for growth and development from these young players that we got on this team. Now I want to get to Jaden Ivey and Simons. Jaden Ivey, I just think he'll never get to where he was before the injury again, or I'm not willing to invest the time to see if he can get to that space he was before the injury. When it comes to Simons, I think he's a great shooter, and that's about it. He can't do he don't do too much else that's pretty. He can pass the ball pretty good. I'll give him that. He's a pretty good passer. But I think we can get better at that position than trying to bring Simons back to the Chicago Bulls. And he probably can help out a contending team anyway, coming off the bench. I'm definitely going to be watching Montes Buzelis. I think we should just sit Josh Giddey. I think we know who he is. Let's let the young kids play. He keeps almost getting hurt anyway. So let's just sit Josh Giddey down. Let the young guys get out there and use this time to get better and show what they can do out there. But I'm also keeping my eye on Rob Dillingham because I do not know what his ceiling is. Usually I can look at like this guy he could be a good 6 guy coming off the bench. But Rob, he got the talent to dribble. He can shoot. He working on that shot. He got a little cyst on his wrist too. I can't wait to he get that kind of operated on and see if that's really hurting his shot, even though he's been shooting over 42% the last like 7-8 games. So the kid is getting better with time. The rest of the guys, Leonard Miller. You gotta watch that kid, dude. You gotta watch Leonard Miller, bro. He getting time. He got the size. When the Bulls talk about the players that they want, they talk about that particular player: size, length, athleticism, defense, and he's a threat on offense. That's Leonard Miller. He's gonna be a big part of the future, I think. So I'm just watching for the young fellas.
We gonna see, man, because sometimes these guys that's supposed to be leading the charge make some questionable decisions. But fellas, y'all got any rebuttals that to what C-Dub said, or Justin, you want to piggyback on something that C-Dub said or Sal said before we get into a couple final questions before we end it off?
I mean, my question for C-Dub, you said you don't see a ceiling for Rob Dillingham. I guess I'm just wondering, like, what Are you saying you think there's a scenario where we're talking all-star with this guy, legitimate point guard, legitimate scoring guard? Like you're saying you don't think there's a ceiling to where he can go, or you don't know enough about his game yet to put that ceiling on him?
I don't know much about his game yet to put a ceiling on it. I know what his game is, though. He's a scoring guard. He's never going to be a pass first point guard. Looking the likes of Pritchard from Boston and Kyrie Irving, even though he's not that, but Kyrie Irving. I just think he could be one of those guys, just given the time. Let him fail. Let him fail on his own. Just give him the chance to go out there and prove what he can be. Because I watched him in college, and he was pretty fucking good in college. He was pretty good.
For sure. Sal, you want to chime in? You got any questions before I start firing off these quick questions before we end the show?
Actually, I just want to emphasize what C-Dub said, because I love that mentality, man. Let these players go out there and fall flat on their face. Make those mistakes, man, because you know what? It's going to show me how much you want to be in this league and how much you want to grow for yourself. Once you recognize your weaknesses, I know that a good player is going to say, I need to change this for the next game. But a great player is going to get his ass in the gym and he's going to be working to correct whatever mistakes that he made. But if you don't give this player the opportunity to make those mistakes and you just protect him on the bench and let him rot away and give him 3-4 minutes here and there, he's not going to grow. He's not going to be anything. I know I'm stretching this when I say this, but a lot of us were criticizing Dalen Terry, and I know he had a lot of time to grow and to be something, but he struck me as an example of somebody who could have amounted to a lot more if he would have just gotten one, a little bit more playing time, and two, some time in the gym. And that man, make mistakes, go correct them. Go get your guy and say, hey, I'm not expecting you to be Kobe and 4 a.m, go in the gym and but at least be like, hey man, I'm struggling with this. Put me in the gym and help me fix this, because I want to be a part of this team's future. I want to be a top player in this league. Always want more for yourself. So I love that take from C-Dub about making mistakes, man.
I think C-Dub agreed with you what you said about Dalen Terry, because we had
Hey, Billy Donovan, he has exiled a lot of Chicago Bulls players. Like, where is Simonovic? Where the hell is he? Where is Odama Sanogo? Where is he? Carlik Jones, where is he? Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips will not be found in the foreseeable future. I don't even know where they are. So you can blame that on Billy too. That's one of his shortcomings too. Development of the young players.
Fair enough. But hey, man, y'all fellas up here cooking. Hey, Sal, I do this when it's time to scramble eggs, brother. You're cooking.
Shout out my boy Drip in the chat.
Shout out to Hayes
Marco
chat, tuned it in, man. But hey, a couple of people that support us, they got a couple quick questions for you all. Who do you guys think is the best pure shooter on the team? Justin, you want to take this first?
The best.
There is no pure shooter.
We don't have one. We had.
That's my man Dilbert. He be a little off the.
I mean,
you won't believe it. Look, Justin, you won't believe it.
It's maybe Anthony Simons. We don't have my idea of a pure shooter is like Kyle Korver back in the day, or modern Duncan Rob. Like, we don't have that kind of player on this team right now.
I'll give you one. Patrick Williams. He's the best modern shooter.
All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Oh man.
Sal, you got one, or you go to agree with Anthony Simons?
Just because he's been my favorite player on this. I mean, I'm a big Anthony Simons fan, man. I feel like that man he takes a lot of shots, but if you're going off a pure shooter, I mean, shooters do. They shoot. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they miss. But I'm looking at this man's shot selection is interesting, but that just means he's got the confidence to take these shots. And when they go in, he looks like $1 million. But when he's missing shots, you're questioning why we traded for this guy altogether.
Right.
All I know, what I see is Anthony Simons is a great shooter off the screen. And what that tells me is that if you can get a high screen and have a guy like Anthony Simons, who's got the speed, come off the screen, take the shot, and hit a three, it changes the momentum of this game. It brings it up to that fast-paced offense that this team was originally supposed to be. I don't want to say Billy Donovan wants it to be because Lord only knows if he's going to be on the team next year, but it contributes to that fast-paced team.
For sure. Sal, we're going right back at you, brother, from another question that one of our people put out
y'all
there
play
in the
too much in the
Which
chat.
Hey, I'm going to just say trash.
I mean,
Any rebuttals?
The emoji says it all about that, or the icon says it about that question 100%. And Patrick Williams is that guy that you just want him to be good, but not on your team. You want to see him playing. You want to see him go kick ass on another team, man. I don't wish the worst for any NBA players. It's just when they're on your team and they're not very good, man, does it suck. But if this man goes to like a contending team and starts contributing and plays good for him, man. Just I think we've squeezed the last of the Patrick Williams orange on this team. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
Justin,
just feel like
I
feel like Patrick Williams is so bad. We can believe that he could be good in the future, but he don't believe he can be good in the future.
Yep.
Patrick Williams is the most frustrating basketball player I ever watched on TV. He's just frustrating, dude. He got the worst dunking. Can you believe this man got the worst dunking percentage I ever? He's dunking like 70 or 60%. Can we move on for Pat, bro? He gonna piss me off.
Justin, you got to add it, or you want to move on to the last question before I hit y'all with some of my own questions?
I mean, I'll just say with Patrick Williams, we all know it's not physical. It's mental. By all accounts, he blows the team away in practice. He kills it in the offseason. Like Sal was saying, he wants a guy who gets in the gym. That's the frustrating part with Pat is he gets in the gym. You see the workout videos every offseason. But when the game is on, he doesn't have that dog in him. He doesn't have that switch to flip where he can just, take it to guys and be competitive. So physically, man, you could see why they drafted him so high because physically, and I'm sure in workouts, he looked fucking amazing. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on
No, you good, brother.
You definitely allowed.
I'm sure he looked
crazy
amazing.
over here, bro.
But yeah, just mentally, it's not there for him. That switch, if it hasn't flipped by now, it's never going to flip.
Agreed, man. It's just crazy. Justin, why did the front office trade Ousmane Deng as a product of the NBL Next Stars? He would have played well with Giddey. Personally, I'm not there on Leonard Miller, says Mr. Fun Eddie. But why do you think the front office traded Ousmane Deng?
It's really simple why they traded Ousmane Deng because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I agree.
I don't have anything to add.
That's 100% on target.
Hey, that's great, man. Oh, the real. I ain't got nothing to add. But hey, fellas, I ain't gonna hold you all too long, but I got a couple quick hitters. C-Dub, I'm gonna jump right to you, man. And then the fellas follow. Who are you guys' favorite newcomer? For me personally, I'm a Leonard Miller fan. I ain't gonna lie. C-Dub, who you got?
That came this
newcomers
trade.
After the trade deadline. Boom. They was new to the Bulls. Favorite.
I go with Leonard Miller.
Justin?
Yeah, he's the only choice, Leonard Miller.
Sal?
I'm going to say Leonard Miller just because that my guy that I was excited for that he came here is on the bench with an injury right now, and Anthony Simons. So I think it's wall-to-wall Leonard Miller.
Understood. Next question. Real quick. I'm going right back to Sal. First to an all-star game. Josh Giddey or Montes Buzelis?
Great question. Great question.
Oh, man. Yeah. Everything in my mind right now is going to tell me probably Modest, and that's just because of the guard situation we have in the Eastern Conference right now. Like, yeah, and I see some of the chat. The obvious choice is Giddey, but at the same time, like, you're going to think of all the guards in the Eastern Conference right now. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton when he gets back.
Yes,
I mean, up and coming players like, and in order for Josh to get there first, we're going to have to start winning some basketball games. But the thing is, Modest Buzelis' play stands out. a lot more than Josh Giddey in the form of when he goes up for these dunks and this energy, he's not looking to put 2 points on the board. He's looking to pull down the damn backboard and bring it to the ground. He's looking to posterize. He's looking to kill his opponents. And that's something that will stand out and be recognized across the league. And I'm not saying that Josh Giddey is not a better player. I don't want that to be confused. I think Modest is better than Giddey. I'm just saying that who has a better chance of making the All-Star? Probably the more flashy player.
What you got, Justin?
I'm going to pivot the other way. I'm going to say Josh Giddey, just simply because Josh Giddey, if he puts up the numbers he's putting up right now, if he has a season where he's averaging 19, 9-9, and the Bulls are, around 500 at the All-Star break, keep in mind they do this weird world team now. I could easily see him making an All-Star. For a player like Modest to make the All-Star game, he has to average 25 plus a game, I would guess, and that's a pretty far jump. So Giddey doesn't necessarily need to raise his game as much as Modest does to make an All-Star game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. C-Dub, what you got?
I like both of you guys' answer. I'm gonna say that Montes Buzelis can raise his game to over 25 points at some time in the future. I like the reason that Sal said with the guard position being crowded for those positions in the All-Star. I'm gonna go with Modest. I'm gonna go with Modest Buzelis. I like his determination and how fast look how he got better from last year. Doubled his points. His rebounding the basketball better. I'm gonna go with Modest. I'm
gonna side with Justin on this one. I think Josh Giddey, actually, if he would have never got hurt, I think he would have had a strong chance to get in.
Yeah.
So I think that Josh Giddey might have the better chance of getting there. Next season is a different season, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna side with Justin on this one. Next question. This one's specifically for Sal, but if anybody got the answer, you can tune in.
Are you hitting them with the
trivia? I had to do it for you. I had to do it for you, brother. You already know. I know you love your trivia.
I love my trivia.
But so I had to hit you with a little something. So in the 2000-2001 season for the Chicago Bulls, it was their worst record in history. What was their record? If anybody remember.
Holy
I got to keep my hands up here because so people don't think I'd be Googling the thing. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say that was either 15-7 or 15 or 17 wins. I'm going to say.
Cold, boy, you get warm. You warm. What you got?
I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to say 16-66.
Oh, you was close, my brother. Good job. It was 15-67. Good job.
Yikes.
The trivia question. I had to show love.
I love it,
brother. You do a great
Appreciate
job
it.
at trivia, man. Every time.
Thank you.
Us all informed and reminiscing a little bit. Justin, this one's for you. I'm a football fan, brother. I'm a football fan. What's your beef with football fans, brother? Let it out. Let it out.
My beef with football fans is that they're so insecure with the product of the NFL that they feel like they got to attack the NBA every chance they get. Like football fans will sit through like Jaguars Titans on Thursday night and it'll be like 17-12 and it'll be a terrible fucking game. And they'll be like, look at our ratings. And then the NBA will have like a awesome Spurs Knicks game on that doesn't get the same ratings. And they'll be like, see, the NFL is so much better than the NBA when the NBA put the better game on. And you never hear basketball fans like, I wasn't out there chirping how boring the Super Bowl was and saying the NFL is a terrible product because the Super Bowl put me to sleep. I wasn't doing that because I'm secure enough in the NBA and the product they put forward. I don't feel like I got to tear football down the way football fans love to tear the NBA down every chance they get. So that's my beef with football fans.
Shout out to you, brother. Hey,
that's
look,
a fucking W.
Coming
right
from
there.
a guy that loves football as my number one sport and basketball is my second love, I can agree with that. It's unnecessary.
And I like football too. I like football.
No, I understand your point because some of them Thursday night games be ass in the bag. I ain't gonna lie. some of them Thursday night games be ass in the bag. I can't argue with you on that, bro. That's valid. And I know that makes C-Dub heart smile because he a basketball fan first and he love football second. Me, I'm the opposite. I love football first and then basketball second. But That's valid. I can't be mad at that. I can't
believe you not answering that, nephew. I cannot believe it.
I can't be mad at
He
it.
just fucking pooned the damn football community.
Nah, bro. It's on. Nah, bro. He put out a Jaguars Titan game. That shit be ass.
It was the truth.
The only pushback is that I enjoyed the Super Bowl. That's just me because I'm an avid football watcher, and I just love the chess match. But for people that might not watch it as much as I do, is really not a fun game to watch how it went down. So me being understanding can keep it a buck. I don't like hearing it, but I can keep it a buck.
Let's let them big time athletes play flag football. Let's
hey. Tom Brady hit him with the dot yesterday.
He was balling.
For dot. But 2 more questions, man. Well, 1 more question. Excuse me. Favorite player coming out of the draft, Justin? Who you got?
I like
Pretty sure you already said it early on too.
Yeah, I mean, I like Cam Boozer. I know his tournament's been a little rough. He's left some things to be desired. The athleticism might be a question mark, but I just look at him and I'm like, this kid can bully people. He's 6'10", probably 240, 250. He's bullying people in the post. He's shown a nice touch from the mid range, from the 3-pointer. And I think there's a lot more to be unlocked with his passing chops than what he can necessarily show in the college game. So I like Boozer, but I've also come around to the idea that, we had Matt Babcock on Bulls on Tap a couple weeks ago, and he's one of the better draft experts out there, and he was basically saying like anywhere that you go in the top 10, you're going to get a really good player. So a top 4 guy might change the direction of your franchise, but if you draft the right guy in the top 10, you're still going to get a good player. So we really can't go wrong, I don't think.
For sure. Sal, who's your favorite in the draft right now?
My favorite's AJ. It's been AJ. I love that man's demeanor. I love his play. I feel like he fills the mold of something that we need on this team. What he brings to the table as far as just emotion, his willingness to win. I feel like the Bulls need that emotional guy again. I mean, and the man's a walking bucket, man. We need some more scoring. I've been actually following AJ. It's kind of because you get those like mixtapes, like we'll watch the up and coming kids of the nation, and AJ was actually one of the players that I actually started watching because I love that kid's game, and I saw this kid. I'm like, he's going to be a top 3 player in the league one day. Like I feel like as soon as he steps foot in the NBA, people will have known his presence, and he's going to be in the record books for the future. And I would like for those records to be set with a Bulls jersey on.
Ooh, he added that on. C-Dub, who you liking that coming out of the draft?
Mine is, I know we need a big, but mine is Darren Peterson, man. I just think he's head and shoulders the best player in basketball. And this is the reason why. He does everything easy, and he does it great. He scores easy. He gets past the defenders easy. He finishes in traffic easy. He does everything easy. I know it's a problem being so good. And the reports out there of him not playing in first halves and checking himself out of games. I don't give a shit. I don't care. He's going to be a rookie. He's going to get into order. Goddamn, we ain't playing. I just think he's the best thing smoking in this draft. Yes.
We ain't gonna do it though. But hey, man, look, I'm a Caleb Wilson guy. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm mad that he got hurt, man, because I wanted to see him in his tournament.
I like Caleb.
But I like his game. I love defensive-minded guys. I love the guys that go out there and get dirty. The guys that's going to do the dirty work, the guys that's going to galvanize other. And I think he has a high basketball IQ. I do love the other guys that you fellas went out there and threw out as well, too. They got a lot of game, a lot of things that they can bring to an NBA team. So I think we'll see. Hey, fellas, I spent the tankathon wheel once. We got the number 2 pick. I ain't spinning it again.
Don't spin that motherfucker
I'm not
again.
touching it again.
Don't touch
Hopefully, that was the spin that helped us change this thing around to where AK can't mess up, because Montes Buzelis was a pick that fell to him and he couldn't mess up. And we know when he has to make decisions, he takes Dalen Terry over Walker Kessler. He takes Noah's Essengaze over Derek Queen.
Ugh.
So hopefully there's a decision to where he's like, okay, this is the obvious choice. We'll see what happens though, man.
Signature AK move. At number 4, we take Dmitriev Losmyov from Russia. That's what
That's crazy.
AK, bro.
But hey, man, C-Dub, you got anything left before we send the fellas off, right?
Yeah, thanks to these guys up here, Justin and Sal. We really appreciate your basketball knowledge, and it's been fun, man. Hope we could do this again really, really soon, bro.
For sure, fellas. I'm gonna send you off the right way. Let the people know where they can find you, and if you have any final thoughts, we'll start off with Sal.
Thanks. First of all, before I go anywhere, thank you so much for allowing us to come on your show, talk to your fans, and spending some time with us talking ball. I mean, talking ball and talking Bulls basketball is probably one of my favorite things to do. So, I mean, anytime that somebody welcomes me on their show, let me talk to their people. It really is a beautiful thing to me. You guys are phenomenal people. I do love your guys' show. I pop in there every time just to say hi. You guys put out a great product, and your guys' chemistry is incredible. Remember when you guys we tried filming on our show? I called you guys Jordan and Pippen of the podcast game. So meant every word of it. As far as where you can reach me, you can reach me at Horns Over Hoops across the board. That's really the social media I use the most. I really don't have any personal social media myself, just because, man, doing the stuff for the show puts me on social media so much that I don't need another. I need a personal one.
Yeah.
You can find me hosting Bulls on Tap with that man to the left or right of me. We put on a great show. That man brings a wealth of knowledge to the table, and I'm really grateful that Alejandro put us together to put Bulls on Tap and bring it into the future. So that's where you can find me.
Justin, what you got for him?
So I gotta ask you guys a question before I go here. This is for YouTube. So I worked nightclub security for 15 years. So my only experience with cognac was all negative experiences. Like if somebody ordered, cognac in the bottle service, I knew we were about to have a night on our hands. What's I got to know the background behind your guys' name. I've never gotten the background story behind the name
for
of the
sure.
cognac.
Hey, look, this is my legit uncle. And when we used to kick it, we was watching the 2010 Chicago Bulls, talking shit to each other on his front porch at his house, watching Bulls games, and the only thing we used to drink was Hennessy. So we like, man, we cognac boys. So we used to drink our drink and talk basketball, man. Bulls basketball, have Kevin Durant, LeBron James debates. Like it was a time, man. That's where the name came from, man. And he hit me up one day, was like, man, we got to start a podcast. I'm like, man, I don't even know. He was like, man, let's try it out. If you go back 5 years ago, my first video was on a shitty camera from a laptop. It was terrible. But look how far we came, man. We still doing it for the love of the game and talking Bulls basketball, man. So that's where it came from. We cognac boys. We love cognac. And that's what it is.
We've graduated from Hennessy, Justin.
We did. I don't drink much.
What are we on to now? What are we on?
We on some Douce. We on some
yeah.
What was that? 1748?
38.
Yeah,
I got you.
38. Sorry.
We go more top shelf stuff now. It ain't too much of the lower level stuff. So you ain't got to put us out the club today, bro.
Well, yeah, man. Thanks for having us on. Like, genuinely, I've been kind of making the rounds with podcasts the last couple of weeks because I'm just trying to get reps in and get better at this. And I gotta say, man, no bullshit. Like, you guys have the smoothest operation here. This conversation flowed so naturally. Like, it's been an hour and 4 minutes, and it feels like it's been 15 minutes. So you guys are great at what you do. You guys should have a much bigger following than you have. Like, you guys legitimately, like, your talent level is that high. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Me and Sal, we look up to you guys, and you guys kind of set the standard there. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for having us on, and just keep up the great work, guys.
Oh man,
appreciate that, big dog. Same go back to you guys too, man.
Sure.
Man, they making me blush. These guys making me blush.
They ain't gonna see it, man.
Show ass out here.
But hey, Justin, man, those kind words, man, we really appreciate it, bro. It's just all for the love of what we love to do, man. People be like, Why y'all call each other uncle and nephew? It's bro, we literally related. that's how we address each other, man. And we don't try to take away from who we are. And we don't want people that come on the show and take away from who they are. We gonna do it the way that we do it. We're not gonna fake it. We just gonna be who we are. And if the people rock with us, they rock with us. And I wish you and Sal much success, man. Cause Sal, he been rocking with us for a time now, and now you introduced to the family. Join the family. Y'all keep grinding. You doing the right thing, Justin. You getting them reps in, and that's just gonna help you get better, man. That's just what's gonna help you get better. We've been doing this for some time. You getting started. Those reps, they are meaningful, man. Cause you look at it, and sometime you and Sal gonna go back like, nah, I don't even like that. What you said. It's not nothing to where y'all gonna cause an argument, but it's gonna be a debate back and forth, and you gonna learn from it. It's one of those moments. Me and C-Dub, we go at each other and we be like, hold on. And then I think about it, I'll be like, hold on. Maybe I can go at him this way to help, to help the argument in a positive way to help grow myself. So it's all fun, man. It's all for the love of the game. So y'all fellas, build up that network, man. Keep grinding, doing what y'all doing, man. And if you continue, as long as you love it, it ain't gonna be no job. It's gonna be all for fun, shits and giggles.
Facts.
Yeah. So keep doing what y'all doing, man. Y'all go out there and check these people out, these fellas out, man, on Tap Sportsnet.
Hey, make sure I need about 10 to 15 subscribers for these guys on Bulls on Tap. At least hook them up, bro.
Hey,
y'all heard the game. They got juice up here. Come
Justin,
on,
Sal, no, but Justin, you see the last comment from Sandroku, the debates with C-Dub. He gonna gaslight me, bro, and he gonna get me started. He gonna get me started. But y'all make sure y'all check these fellas out, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all make sure y'all have yourself a great night, and we're gonna be right back tomorrow with another daily episode breaking down the latest on the Chicago Bulls, man. Special shout out to C-Dub. Special shout out to Justin and Sal from Bulls on Tap, and y'all already know, man. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
What do you think Patrick Williams doing right now?
Chicken fly.
Cognac. Gang.